And welcome to this week's Football Talk podcast, another live edition. And you can see me here in not so sunny England and Dave there in
Singapore.
Singapore.
Hello everybody. There we are.
How are you, Dave?
I'm good, thanks, mate. I'm good. It's going all right, not too bad. It feels a bit Groundhog Day like, doesn't it? It's the same thing every day, pretty much. Just a little bit infuriating, but
yeah, I've described it to friends as relentless at the moment. It's just so my situation is working from home. Obviously, thankful, still got a job and still got that kind of safety net. But I've got two kids at home. And so it's very much kind of like, like very young. So it's not like I'm a teacher and a worker, and it's kind of just a relentless loop of that is how I've described it. But if I didn't have to look after the kids if they were at school, lockdown would be fine. I mean, I'd be just living it up. But
no, it's the same here with no kids, but I've got a dog. I mean, it's not equivalent because he just falls asleep most of the day. But it's
you're
just
still able to go out about and stuff, yeah?
Yeah. So we're still allowed to go out-ish. But we've been told recently that our restrictions are going to reduce. So.
Oh, but okay.
Yeah, which should be good. Like they're opening up a few more businesses on Monday, and then the week after that, they're going to open up most businesses. So like hairdressers and stuff are going to reopen, and then we're good to go, and then we're back. So pretty much, 1st of June I think is our back to normal date is what they're looking at. I think 1st of June. Yeah. Well, back to more of normality. So
their project restart. So a few weeks later, then you might be experiencing
Premier League football potentially.
Maybe.
We all miss it. We all miss football, but they've got to be sensible. I'm not too sure how much I agree with it. Like, how much can you prioritise footballers for safety and testing ahead of the people that are at the front line and ahead of the people that need to get back to work to support the economy and stuff like that.
Frank Lampard mentioned it wouldn't sit right if they're getting tested for NHS workers because, I mean, ultimately it is an economic decision, isn't it? If the money didn't matter, then they would be sitting out for the foreseeable as well. And the bit that I've kind of picked up on this week is a few players mentioned the kind of mental side of things. So Dejan Lovren's come out and spoken about the mental aspect of training, solo training, which I can completely get behind. The motivation might not be there. Aguero's come out and said about the mental side of going back and like how there's going to be some
fear, isn't there? He said, a bit of fear going back. So.
Yeah, it's funny because I know we might, because it's just they just perform week after week normally. I think a lot of people might just think, players just get back up and go at it, but they will be like if they're because the decision seems to be out of their hands in terms of going back, doesn't it? So it seems like they're just going to be put there and go right, perform. You've got kind of performing monkeys. Let's bring back the joy to the nation and football fans. Although I do disagree with that somewhat because as a Spurs fan, I was not enjoying this season, so. Bringing football back, actually, I'm not sure how much joy it will give me.
Yeah. You never know. It might just be what they needed.
And a lot of fans will be in the same boat. It's like I'm not sure. A lot of fans will be enjoying the season. They're winners and losers, aren't they? So
there is. I mean, it's very interesting as well because they've said obviously with the potential return, it will have to be at neutral venues. And I think it's Brighton that have now kicked up and said. We don't agree with neutral venues because two of our games are at home to Man City and Liverpool, and our best chance of beating them is playing at home. But if you're at home, you'll be no spectators anyway.
Yeah.
So the atmosphere wouldn't be different. It's just that you'll be used to the pitch and they wouldn't. But
yeah, it is funny when you kind of break down the home advantage. What is it? Is it the fact that you're not away from your family the night before? You're right there. You should be close to the ground. You should live in the area because you train there. Is it the comforts of the stadium? All count. And then is it the crowd? Is it? Yeah, you just kind of. It's actually going to kind of placebo effect. You feel like you've got a better advantage at home because people talk about home advantage, and and taking the fans out of it will be somewhat of a leveler, won't it? And
it's a weird argument to have of why not to bring it back. From a club's point of view, I find it a very strange, thing to say, but I don't obviously know because I assume if it all gets because at the moment as well it's only been chief execs I think that have been involved in the conversations, no player representatives, no
it's all been out of their hands. I think
and I don't know how it works. Is it like is it like a majority vote thing? Do you think in the Premier League, or do you think it's a?
Well, I think what I was reading was it was unanimous. They want to get it restarted. They want it back, and
Yeah.
I mean, chief execs will, because chief execs are in charge of running a company, and a company's not generating any revenue. It's not
Yep.
there anymore. A company.
Very true.
But yeah, I'd be intrigued to see how it all restarts. But
What do you think? What do you think? Honestly, using your head and not your heart, what do you think will happen?
I think it will restart behind closed doors, probably a bit later in June, and it'll be just a lot. I don't think it. I don't. I think we'll look back at it and go, shouldn't have restarted that.
Yeah, I think we will as well.
Be really mediocre. It'll be like, you know what, we should have just gone positions in the table, get it done, and just move on from that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we'll find anything new and interesting. We'll see some nice goals, some nice things, but I think we'll probably experience some player injuries, maybe experience some players or families who get coronavirus, which could be somewhat linked back to it. And I don't think football will be overall exciting, but
Okay.
yeah, they need to do it. That's what they need to do. You?
Well, I've just before we get to my opinions, we've got a question coming in.
Yeah.
Serious question. Why do we need to finish the league? From Ross. Money.
Yes, it's going to be contracted terms, isn't it? It's going to be requirement to show this many games, requirements to player contracts, or I think that's why I personally don't think it should be. I don't think at the start it's economic decision. I think it's all going to be just kinds of what has been agreed in contracts.
It's interesting as well because the economic side of it comes in from obviously how much footballers pay in tax, which is huge for the country. If you think 50%, I think footballers play in the UK. So it's going to be very interesting. I think I've read rumours that Sky Sports have asked if the season doesn't get finished, that the Premier League give them like a free season of broadcasting, like when their current contract is meant to expire, they just roll it over for one more season, which again.
And then this will go hand in hand with the transfer market, and how it got inflated previously. And you do see we spoke last week about the gossip columns. We didn't mention the one bit of gossip just quickly as a side. Wasn't there a rumour of Pogba to PSG with Di Maria going the other way? Like, whoever wrote that, they've forgotten that Di Maria used to play.
I know, absolutely ridiculous. Whoever came up with that, But
I mean, there will be a hit to revenue. They're not just going to be able to keep money. There will be a hit, and it will just be kind of phased out. And so, it's going to be a very dampened time, I think. Dampened in spirit, dampened in money for the Premier League and foreseeable.
So I'm going to adapt.
League.
Ross has just asked a question again. I'm going to adapt his question, though, because he's basically, who's the main evil? Who's the main evil in all of this that wants it to happen, do you think? Is it the broadcasters? Is it the clubs? Is it the chief execs? Is it the league itself? Is it... Because you've got, obviously, the broadcasters have a contract to say this many games, so they want to show those games, and they've tried to, from what I said, rumours tried to negotiate to say, okay, if we don't show these games, then give us a free season at the end of the contract, extend it by a year. The clubs, the chief execs will want it to happen because it's money that they don't then have to give back to the broadcasters because they'll get the games shown somehow. So who do you think is?
Well, you just trace the money back. So clubs get the money from broadcasters. Okay, if they don't get the money from broadcasters don't get money. Broadcasters need to get the money from subscriptions. Therefore, the broadcasters have to refund all the money to kind of. Sky have already done some bits and pieces.
Yeah.
But the evil will be the heads of the companies. So the head of kind of B Sky Sports, whatever, the head of the football clubs, they have got a lot of outgoings that they need this money coming in, and it's coming in from Joe Blogs, isn't it? It's coming from us, who we pay ticket fees, we pay subscriptions to online or kind of TV services. They don't want to give that money back. They want to keep themselves with money because they've got a lot of outgoings, and if they do that, then it means the business is downturn, shareholders unrest. So it is the always the top 1%, I'd say.
Yeah. Fair enough. Always good to have an accountant as a friend. He knows the ins and outs of cash and business and things like that. So nice, cool. All right.
Unfortunately, football is a business, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. So, what else is in the news? If we've got anything cheerful, we can go to.
Well, do you know what made me happy? Just thinking back to about a year ago. One, I was in Florida, so you had a couple of guest podcasts, didn't you?
I did.
And 2, it was the Champions League semi-finals.
Is that something positive to look back on? Oh, semi-final, yeah. Semi-final is
Semi-final,
definitely positive
yeah.
to look back on. The old
Yeah,
Lucas
final.
Moura final, semi-final.
Yeah. Oh God, honestly, I've probably rewatched the highlights of that match more than any game I've ever watched highlights for.
You
It's
reckon?
just but that's the only thing, because once Spurs got through the semi-finals towards the final, I did not enjoy that journey at all. I didn't enjoy that we're going to face Liverpool. I thought we were going to lose. I know a lot of Liverpool fans. I didn't enjoy it at all. So all I had to hold on to was the joy of the semi-finals. It should have ended there. I didn't want any more than that. That was just pure joy because I knew it was going to come pushing down.
Without being really horrible, that sounds so Spursy. It's unbelievable. Like, yeah, semi-final. End it there. We've won the semi-final. End it there.
Honestly, because the joy was so extreme, and I just thought, you know what, I just can't see. Because Liverpool were obviously the better side. Ajax played better football at the time, but I think we were equals. They were just in a real heightened kind of state of confidence, whereas Spurs were just in a low ebb. But we just managed to battle through. But Liverpool better side, and I just thought, you know what, losing to Barcelona as I'd hoped it would be. I'm fine with that. I know 0 Barcelona fans, not one, and I'll be like, right, fine, and there's no shame. Messi gets to win another Champions League. I'm right, but Liverpool winning the Champions League, knowing Liverpool fans, I didn't enjoy it at all. But that semi-final was just majestic. And then do you know what? Liverpool's semi-final, I have never watched. I have seen just the goals. I've never watched a game. I don't know if Liverpool.
Okay.
I might have to do this actually, and just treat myself to a full match, full 90 of both legs, because I was obviously in Florida. Happy holiday in Florida at Disney and stuff like that. It was kind of like, I'm not sure I can get away with watching.
You can prioritise the Spurs game, but I think the other one,
yeah, because they were like, that was like midday. I was like, for the semi-finals, I had to take us home from the parks those days, and kind of like, right, we're leaving the water park, guys, because it's the old semi-final. And it's like, okay, right. Then we went back out to. That was another great memory, because I went back out and I was wearing my Spurs shirt, and Ange was like, "Why are you wearing that?" I was like, "Just feel a bit proud." And I must have had like 6, 7 Americans come up and go, "Hey, nice jersey," and then chatted to me about the game. I was like, "Oh God, guys, this is just like, that would not happen in England." It was a lovely situation to be in.
Oh, that's cool.
Right, as with that, we just end it there.
Well, no, because I've got nostalgia, because it was 4 years yesterday that Leicester won the league. So
that just means that was 4 years ago when Spurs came third in the 2 horse race.
Very true. Yeah, I've got a depression, and but will it happen again? Will it happen again?
Leicester winning the title?
No, someone like Leicester winning the title.
Yeah, but I can't see it. I mean, interesting after all this. Is it going to be a leveling of of clubs? Is it going to, like, the bigger clubs go, no, don't think it's all boats rise, all boats sink kind of?
I think so. I think the biggest clubs will stay big. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Like this will affect, for example, this will affect Man United, but they're still going to have that global reach where advertisers will want to sponsor them again when things get back to normal. So yeah, I don't think. I think
we'll see something like that, but I'm not sure we'll ever see it and the thing is, I already don't appreciate the feat that Leicester have Leicester's title win, because Leicester have become a more established side.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
From that being, and from Champions League football, and from just Rodgers coming and do a good job. They've already, you kind of like, someone looks at it now and go, oh yeah, Leicester are third. They won a title a few years back. Okay, makes sense. And although I obviously know the history before that, I still appreciate it less because of their kind of sustained kind of rise, as it were.
I just can't believe it, because I was looking back. There's a good video on YouTube, on BT Sports YouTube channel, I think, about the Leicester story of that year, and it was 4-4-2. Where's 4-4-2. Where's Morgan and Robert Huth at the back? I mean,
where's Morgan, Robert Huth, Danny Simpson, Christian Fuchs, Kasper Schmeichel, Kante, Drinkwater, Albrighton, Mahrez, Vardy, Okazaki.
Nice. Well done. But, because you interrupted me, but you listed the whole back four. Is that the worst back four that's ever won the league?
God, yeah. But the thing is, the stat is the consistency over it.
Yeah. So,
is that the least amount of lineup changes in the league that season.
It's
And
impressive.
it's
It's impressive.
pure consistency, and if they're and consistency, obviously, if you're would breed confidence, like you have, because they obviously had that start of a season where they didn't have they struggled for clean sheets, didn't they? And Ranieri was like, "I get you pizza when you have a clean sheet."
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
it, yeah.
and the pizza, the kind of right, we were a back five, including keeping it, and it spread confidence, and it really, and he showed it with Wolves last year. Wolves had a really settled side as well, and it really does help. It can get a little bit. I mean, Leicester were grinding out results at the end of that season.
Yeah, they were.
Spurs were smashing sides 4-5-0, and Leicester were winning 1-0. So I was like, oh. And I remember saying to my dad, I was like, oh, Leicester can't sustain this. Spurs, we can afford to lose a few goals in the match here. We'll still win them. Leicester can't sustain this. And then Leicester obviously beat us at White Hart Lane with a Robert Huth header. And then, that Chelsea match at Battle of the Bridge, which still one of my favourite matches, even though we lost. With heads went. But, I mean, even if we'd won that match, it would have put more pressure on Leicester. But it wasn't like they were still just winning games. It was,
if you had to pick a pub quiz question from that Leicester winning season, what sort of thing would you put it around? Would it be like, which Jamaican club captain won the Premier League? Who's the only Jamaican to lift the Premier League trophy? Or, because I was trying to think about this the other day and think about how could you phrase, because it's such a niche season, there must be something very specific from it. And I reckon your rotation thing.
Lineup changes or squad value. There's so many kind of extremes in that side, in that title winning side, that you've probably got an array of things to pick from. But well done, Leicester.
Well done, Leicester. Any other nostalgia from this weekend? Or from this week?
It has been about a bit. Like, I saw a lovely tracker actually. I can't remember who set it up, so apologies for. But it was tracking, I think, from the start of their careers, Messi versus Sunderland in terms of goals. So, start of Messi's career, and at that point, Sunderland. So, not Sunderland from their history, but say from 2000 when we started. And tracking the goals. And who do you reckon has more goals in that time?
Messi.
Yes, it does.
That's embarrassing for Sunderland, but yes, I would say Messi. I would quite, if you'd asked me that even just off the cuff question sort of thing, like I would have gone with Messi.
Isn't that amazing? You think in a season scoring goals, one player scored more than a club in each season.
Surely Cristiano Ronaldo's done similar.
Oh, here we go again.
Well, if you're bringing it up,
you not let it go. Messi's the greatest. Just let it go.
He's not. Right, we're going to have a whole podcast about this with stats, figures. Maybe not a whole podcast because we still need to do Wikifiles.
We'll do Ronaldo.
Oh my god!
Top trump.
Yes, we will do Ronaldo, Messi top trumps in a previous podcast. I was going to say that would be impressive.
Oh my goodness! Dave's invented time travel.
In an upcoming podcast, we will do that. Definitely, we will do a Ronaldo, Messi top trumps episode. So, although that does mean that, how are we going to know what?
We'd have to define we have to outline it.
Okay.
But we'd have to do. We can't have researched all the outlines because I go. Can we choose La Liga assist, please?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, Ross is obviously Spurs fans sticking together. Messi's better.
Well, no, I think it's just people who understand football is how I'd actually kind of.
I'm not saying. One's better. It's very hard to compare them.
Messi's better.
Right, because Messi's is all natural gift, which is amazing.
Talent.
Yeah, natural talent, and I appreciate that. But I think the amount of work Ronaldo's put in to get where he is incredible.
But I would say
and he paid for my club, so there you go. Right, I'm always going to be biased. Messi, you don't know. You don't know Messi, do you? He's never done it in another league, and he probably could. I'm not saying he wouldn't. I'm just saying
probably.
Yeah, but he's just La Liga, Premier League, Portugal to some degree, and Serie A. Yeah, he's done it in.
I appreciate that sort of thing, but I think to say that the hard work Ronaldo's done is that I think a lot of it is. Ronaldo is very much prominent on social media. Like you see him doing his blooming 1,000 sit-ups a day and just looking complete lean machine. I think you're doing a disservice to. Obviously, Messi works hard. He's not just.
Yeah, of course.
He's not just. He would be the kind of the kind of bygone era of
right.
Of kind of mercurial left-footed talents. Didn't put the hard work in.
I am drawing a line under this because we are having a whole podcast. We've talked about it so much. We're going to have a whole podcast episode, Messi v Ronaldo, and that's what we're going to be discussing potentially next week.
Right, let's. Kevin De Bruyne. Let's talk about Kevin De Bruyne.
All right.
Best crosser of ball of all time.
Oh, steady. Best crosser of the ball in football at the moment.
Yes, and for eternity. He has mentioned that he might be forced to leave Man City if their 2-year ban's upheld.
Yeah.
That would be cataclysmic for Man City. That would be...
Question.
Bad. Go on.
Where does he go?
He goes... I can only see him in a Real Madrid shirt.
So can I. I can only picture him in a Real Madrid shirt.
I can't. There's a mental block seeing him in a Barcelona shirt. I can't see it.
It doesn't
Cannot
work.
see that.
I think it's his ginger hair with the stripes. I don't think it would work.
His ginger hair, yeah, and he's just got that pale complexion which suits the white shirt. Yeah. I can only see him in a white Real Madrid shirt.
Same here. That's all I can see him in. How strange is that? We haven't even discussed. Yeah, by the way, Ross has piped up. Darren Anderton is the best crosser of a ball in world football ever.
Let's go with who can you see in a different shirt? Sergio Aguero, who can you see him playing for?
Barcelona. I could see him in a Barcelona shirt, but I don't think he would because of Atletico Madrid. But it's the stripes. Stripes, I could see him in stripes because he's played in stripes.
Okay,
Aguero would look really good in a Man United shirt. In all red. Not necessarily a Man United shirt, but all, like Benfica or something like that. I think he'd look good in all red.
Do you know what? I could see him at Benfica as a little wind down.
Yeah, like 36-year-old goal poacher, just popping them in.
Little Benfica wind down. Yeah. See that? What about
Jamie Vardy?
Jamie Vardy, I could see him in just a kind of Ben Sherman shirt. That's what I could see him in.
on the park bench having a cider.
Jamie Vardy, I could see him. Is it going to be a foreign club? Do you think to make this a bit?
Let's make it interesting. Yeah, foreign club.
I'm struggling to see him in anything. It just wouldn't suit. He wouldn't do it. It would be amazing to see him in a Juventus shirt for some reason. It
wouldn't look right. Jamie Vardy's little face in black and white stripes.
I feel like he's just shoplifted from Sports Direct and got that.
Yeah. So
I'd actually much easier see him in a Notts County shirt than a Juventus shirt.
Yes, I think I could agree with that. When I asked it, the first shirt that came to my mind was Barnsley. Red and white trim. Yeah. So again, similar to Fleetwood, where he's obviously played before. So, but that sounds like a good little game we can play when we need to filler on a podcast as well.
I mean, we've literally just done it, Dave.
Future ones. So,
any other news, Dave?
Any other news? No, not really. Not things that... we tried to avoid very controversial things, so I'm not going to touch on some of the controversial stuff. But, no, not really. No. I really want football to come back, but I really don't want it to be rushed.
I'd be happy just voiding the season. Just void the season and start up again when it's right. Okay, come on, people. Because
the problem I've got is... How long do you keep this going for to say we're going to play it, and then what happens to next season when it's affected? And
honestly, I think the only time that things can get back up to normal is vaccine. So
yeah,
I don't know what I mean. Behind people thinking like this is just a 1920 season impact. Nope.
No,
it's going to be impacting future season.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. All right then. No, let's leave the news there. Move along.
Right. Ooh la 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 la. Ooh la 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 la. Ooh la 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 la. It's quizzing time, Dave.
It is quizzing time, and it's on the screen for the viewers. So, talk us through it.
Okay, so this is a quiz about goal scorers and one club men as well. So, can you name the players who have scored more than 50 goals playing for just one Premier League team in their career?
Oh, okay.
So you understand the premise of it? So obviously, if you've scored for 2 Premier League clubs, you're not available to be in there. And if you've scored under 50 goals, you're not allowed to be in there.
Hang on, if you scored for 2 Premier League clubs or played for 2 Premier League clubs?
Oh, don't know.
Okay.
This is not a Josh generated quiz.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. I can tell the graphics too nice. So.
It is.
Right, all right. Well, Arsenal straight off the bat, Thierry Henry.
Yes.
Gotta be. Easy. 164, Man City, Sergio Aguero.
Yes.
125, Tottenham Hotspur, Harry Kane.
Yes. What a front three.
That's incredible.
Actually, would it work?
20,
Would it work?
Oh, sorry, wouldn't work.
Who's playing right side? If you go in front three, obviously Henri's drifting to the left.
Yeah, Aguero has to go out, doesn't he?
Aguero's, you got to find someone right side there. So you got to find someone who'd fit that right sided bit in the front four. Okay.
All right. Is it the guy that scored 100 and something for Man United? No, hang on. That'll be. Anyway, we'll get on to them in a minute. 120 for Liverpool.
Mm.
Oh, that's Steven Gerrard.
Oh yes.
Yeah, gotta be. 109 for Man United. Who's got 109 goals for us in the Premier League? Ruud van Nistelrooy? No.
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 But I'll take that answer because he's further below.
Yeah, 62?
No, he's 95.
95, okay. Well, Cristiano Ronaldo will be in there somewhere.
Yes, he's 84.
84.
You make it very hard for me to track this, babe. But,
Yeah, sorry.
Weight of numbers, I'd put this for too.
Sorry, wait. Oh, Ryan Giggs.
Ryan Giggs, yes.
Is that 109, is it, Ryan Giggs?
109 for Ryan Giggs. Yeah, only two more than another Man United player.
David Beckham?
No. He was too busy being an average crosser.
Oh, shut up, you. Paul Scholes.
But David Beckham is in there, so I'll give you that as well. David Beckham's on 62, Paul Scholes on 107, yeah?
Yeah. Frank Lampard, 104.
Incorrect. You know why it's incorrect?
Oh, because he played for Man City.
Bingo!
Yeah. Okay. Hang on, I'm hoping that's going to pop up on the podcast. Sorry about that, everyone.
What's he doing? What's he doing, people?
Oh, no, it won't. No, it won't. It's fine. No, it won't. I've just made noise of myself.
No.
104, Drogba.
Didier Drogba.
Yeah. 102 for Southampton. Ooh. Letiz.
Yeah.
95 for United, have I got that?
You've got that Rude.
91 for United.
Yeah, you haven't got that yet.
Rooney.
Again. Who's he played for, Dave?
Yeah. Oh, Everton, yeah. Solskjaer.
Yes, that's a good one. I didn't expect you to go out quickly, Dave.
Yeah. Well, it can't be York or Cole.
Well, yeah, you're telling me, Dave. I know the rules.
Shut up. 87 for Arsenal.
87. Oh, yeah, you're firing now, Dave.
85 for Chelsea. Oh, I'm going to struggle with that. Zola?
Zola's there, but Zola's down at 59.
Oh,
Mere
okay.
59.
59. I thought he had more goals than that for Chelsea. Doesn't seem like many.
Probably got an equal amount of assists, I'd say, and then an equal amount of dribbles. Successful. I'd love a little chop dribble.
85 for Chelsea, and he didn't play for any other. Well, he might not have played or might not have scored.
He didn't play for any other.
Okay.
Oh, well. Let me look so far. Henri, no. So none of them so far have played for.
They're all one-man clubs.
Yes.
Or one Premier League club. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all one Premier League clubs. Men.
Torre Andre Flo as a stab in the dark.
He's a stab in the dark.
Do you know what? No, because he played for some.
You stabbed the wrong person.
Yeah.
You stabbed.
Oh no! I was going to say Odegaard Johnson, but he's played for Spurs.
He played for Spurs, scored a lovely goal out at Stoke, I think, if I remember correctly.
I'll come back to Chelsea. Come back to that. 84 Man United. Got that one.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah. 80 Leicester City. Jamie Vardy.
He's having a party. Ever since he had that party, things have gone a bit wrong. You need to stop having that party, Jamie.
73 Aston Villa.
Yes.
Oh, who have Aston Villa had that's been really good at scoring goals? Or is it volume of games again?
Yeah, you've really taken the... it's not really very good at scoring goals. If you play enough, you can score enough. Maybe. I'm not sure if I played that many games I'd score 75 goals.
I'll come back to that. That. Because everyone I've got in my head has played for another club.
Who have you got?
Dwight York, Christian Benteke, no chance. Milner.
Heskey.
Barry. Heskey? Did he play for Villa? Oh, yeah, he did, yeah.
John Carew.
Well, it's not John Carew because you wouldn't give me the answer.
No, I'm just saying, just saying other Aston Villa forwards.
Oh, thank you. Thanks very much.
Luke Nilis.
Just rapid. Absolutely rapid.
Yeah,
Gabriel Bonneau.
There we go. He's got a name.
Yeah. 69 were he for the lads, Liverpool. Have I got that one?
No, he's not got that one.
Michael Owen. No, he's played for Newcastle.
And Man United scoring the winning goal against Man City in the league.
I was there. I was there at Old Trafford in that game. Unbelievable. What a goal. It's a shame he's such a boring dick. Sorry, language.
What?
Liverpool 69. Come back to that one as well at the end. Man United 62. I've got that. Did I?
Yeah, that's X.
Yeah. Man City 60. Kevin De Bruyne.
No.
Gabriel Jesus.
No.
Oh, David Silva.
David Silva is 54 goals.
Oh, okay. 60 for Man City. Sean Gota.
Do you know what? Not a bad guess, but no.
I'll come back to that one as well then. 59 Chelsea.
You've got this, Gianfranco Zola.
I've got that one, that's okay. 56 for Everton. Tim Cahill.
Yes, nice.
54.
Lovely volley.
God, another Man City player. There's a lot of Chelsea and Man City ones that I can't get.
Surprising loyalty. Or just churned players in the league, then shoved them out of the league.
Yeah.
So you've got the Man City's David Silva. So that penultimate one, the Chelsea player.
Chelsea.
The last two you need.
Chelsea 52. No, I'll come back to that one as well. Liverpool 51.
If you get this, I'll be very impressed. You know him, but I bet he's low down on your.
Stigen Bjornaby.
No, it's not even Leonardo either.
Oh.
Or Vegard Hegem.
Oh, one of my favourite right backs ever, Vegard Hegem.
Yeah.
Totally because of Football Champ Manager. Totally because of Champ Manager.
Had some decent stats, didn't he? He had some decent stats on there. Yeah.
He did. Liverpool 51. No, we'll come back to that one as well. You can give me some clues at the end. Give me some hints.
I can give you some clues.
I think I did all right. And how many am I missing?
6.
I think that's good. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, honestly, Dave, you surprised me.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome.
Oi, I'm winning the quiz. I'm winning the overall quizness. When we do proper quiz podcast, I'm 1-0 up, mate. Football talk.
We've also done a mastermind quiz, which I did win.
No, that doesn't count because that was 3 people, so I was put off.
Oh,
too many people in the room.
Let's take going out the equation. Who did better at me or you, Dave?
Okay, 1-1 in quizzes, right?
Take it.
We need a decider.
We do.
I reckon we make it drinking again.
Oh God. Oh God.
Okay, right. Moving on then. Moving on, Joshua.
Yes, we've got a little bit of a game to play here. It's a well-known format called Just a Minute, which is famed on, I think, I can't remember the improv show. What's it called?
I don't know.
Oh,
this is your segment, Josh.
Whose line is it anyway? They get given a minute and they got to talk about a subject for 1 minute, and no repetition, hesitation. I mean, I'm going to throw another. I can't remember, but false accusations. They can't get it wrong. So, Dave and I are going to go back and forth. I'm going to say a name. I've got 3. Well, you got 3 players, Dave?
3 each. Yeah, I got 3. Yeah.
3 players, and I'm going to say the name to Dave, and then he's got 1 minute on the clock to talk about that. It can be anything he wants to talk about, as long as it's right, as long as he doesn't hesitate, as long as he doesn't repeat himself. He can just talk about that player. He can talk about anything he wants about that player. All right?
I'm really worried about this because I say a lot when is that a hesitation?
Yes, that's hesitation, Dave.
I'm not allowed to say once. I've probably said it about 50 times in this podcast already.
Unfortunately for you, I seem to blank that out. It must be like your brain blanks out your nose from its line of sight. I blank out your in your. Yes, but it's always there.
Yeah.
Your brain goes, I'll ignore that for now. It's been there so long, I'll ignore it.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Okay, Dave. So I'll give you a minute. I won't interrupt because a bit of lag. It might make it a bit, but we'll talk about your performance after the minute. So a minute on the clock.
Yeah, I was going to say your timing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm timing. All right. A minute to talk about Memphis Depay.
Memphis Depay loves a cowboy hat. Buys a Rolls Royce when he was at Man United. Told not to just chill out. Don't be unrealistic. Settle down. Take your time. Turned up to training next day wearing a cowboy hat in a Rolls Royce. Wayne Rooney was not impressed, but reunited his career, doing very well out in Lyon. Apparently, picked his club by data analytics as well with his agent to go through it and decide which club to move to, which is always interesting. A very good record for Holland, if I remember rightly, in terms of assists and goals for the national team. Doing very well. I think we'll see him back in the Premier League at some point in the future. I think a big club will take a gamble on him with maturity on his side, and I think he'll do well. I would have liked to have seen him given another year and a half, maybe at Old Trafford, to see if he could do it again, but it was the curse of the number 7 shirt, I think, if I remember rightly, with Memphis Depay. But yeah, I think he's a good mercurial talent. I think that's the word I want to say. So, and that's the minute.
Time. Oh, Dave, that was all right.
Thanks, mate.
Some opinions there, which but it was all right. It was good.
Oh, I spoke about him for a minute, yeah. So
yeah, I mean, he added some stuff I didn't realise. The data analytics that players would choose clubs based on.
Really good video podcast by Tifo on YouTube about how Memphis Depay picked Lyon. That's how I knew it.
He picked quite a good club in the end because he's done quite well there.
He has. So, right. Well, you're timing yourself because I don't have my phone to hand. So,
okay. Right, we've got.
Need to speak for 1 minute on Philipp Lahm.
Philipp Lahm. Oh my goodness, for German right back, left back, and defensive midfielder when Pep Guardiola got his way. For Bayern Munich, a whole career at Bayern Munich and for Germany. Quite short though, quite small in stature, big thick eyebrows though, if I remember correctly. But what a kind of, not knowing how it is kind of, because we don't obviously see the media there, it seemed like a consummate professional, just really standout guy. Very kind of composed on the ball. One of those lovely kind of fullbacks who can switch right to left, although right-footed, never sort of found out of place, right or left back. Probably has won lots of things in his career. I would imagine there's a World Cup in there. Not a Champions League. No, he'd have a Champions League in there, beating Dortmund. Wasn't no exceptional standout attributes, so I wouldn't say you'd go, oh, he was this, that, the other, but just overall of a complete package of a player. That's what I've got.
Is that a minute? You're doing the timing?
Yeah, just now.
Yeah, okay, right. A little bit of hesitation in there, but yeah.
Turns out he's not much of a standout player who's got much to talk about. He's just nice guy, good player.
He scored an absolute belter in the World Cup in Germany, obviously for Germany. Where he cut in from the left onto his right foot and just pinged it top corner. It's lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really think of many moments of standout from his career. No. But lovely player.
Love the eyebrow reference. They are very bushy.
They are bushy eyebrows, aren't they?
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right. So let's get a minute on the clock for David. All right. In 1 minute, can you talk about James Milner?
James Milner played for a surprisingly large amount of clubs when you look at his career. Remember him, I think, record as the youngest ever player before Wayne Rooney started playing for Leeds. No, is that wrong? I've got a fact wrong.
I think Milner taken it. I think he took it from Rooney.
Oh, okay.
After,
yeah. Leeds, Villa, Man City, Newcastle, Liverpool. It's a big collection. I'm not too sure how many trophies he's won in that time, but obviously he's got the big one. Premier League coming his way, more than likely, with Liverpool. Very versatile. Always, I never liked to see him in an England squad, but always did a job for England. It was always one of those players that when he was picked, I never wanted to see his name as part of the squad, but always performed well for his country. Never really let us down, which was good. Surprisingly big ears. Wide ears. He's got quite a square face with quite big, wide ears. But yeah, I boring.
Yeah, I'd have gone for penalties. Loves a penalty.
Yeah, he does love a penalty. Good at penalties. Loves a penalty.
Good at penalties. He played for a lot of clubs, and it's kind of like where is he most fondly remembered? Probably already won the title at City.
I think he did win. Yeah, now thinking back, I think he did win it at City.
But he's obviously got the Champions League as well with Liverpool last year.
Yeah.
Most assists in the Champions League last year, was it?
Nah, surely it's got to be Trent.
No, I think Milner did something absurd with assists last year in the Champions League.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
This is your hardest one on the list, Josh, and I've given you Philip Lahm.
I found Philip Lahm hard now.
Right, Josh, have you got a minute on the clock?
It's just I've got the clock and it's in front of me.
Okay. For 1 minute, can you please talk to me about Samir Handanovic?
Oh my goodness, Samir Handanovic, I want to say Slovenian goalkeeper. Pretty much forged a career purely in Serie A. And Udinese is where I kind of remember him most fondly. He had a little stint at Inter, but his standout skill has been penalty saving. He has found a real niche there. He's just phenomenal. I think it's now, like we spoke about earlier, that's the mentality of a home advantage. He's got that mentality of goalkeeping advantage and penalties because he's just saved, for luck or judgment, saved a lot of penalties. Never really spoken about in kind of, I think he's overall a very kind of somewhat average goalkeeper. That penalty stat kind of puts him above the rest. A reasonably good-looking guy, kind of tall, dark, handsome, but not a tall goalkeeper. I wouldn't say. I wouldn't put him there as a kind of a big stature of goalkeeper. Would probably like to have seen him do it in a different league as well.
Okay. Interesting that you think he's not interesting you think he's not a tall goalkeeper.
Oh, here we go, Dave. We're going to heights again.
Oh, he's 6'3".
Oh, he's big with Christian Daly.
Yeah. Also, I think doing a bit of a disservice. He's a very good goalkeeper. You're like he's not that good a goalkeeper other than penalty saving. But I think it's
what I meant to that was that he's never talked about in anything like top 10. He's just kind of a good goalkeeper. Good stats and good kind of attributes, but it's that penalty saving which really puts him up in where a club would have taken advantage. Is it? Am I right? It's Udinese was mainly it. I mean,
so it's Udinese, and he's Inter's current number one. So yeah. It's interesting though, because do you think he would have got more recognition as a much better goalkeeper if Jan Oblak didn't exist?
Oh no, I think he's had a fair go at the Slovenian jersey, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but I think you've got to be a bit pissed off, haven't you, if you're a Slovenian goalkeeper and at the same time in your career Jan Oblak's there. So
yeah, I mean, yes, I agree. But then I think what Slovenia are probably thinking is like, Christ, we don't need two of these goalkeepers at this point in time. We need them spread out over 15 years each. Yeah.
Very true. Very true. All right then.
Okay. All right, Dave. You've actually mentioned this person already, and you probably have a lot to talk about. But I want you to talk about Michael Owen.
Michael Owen. What a goal against Man City. We'll start there because we covered it already in the podcast. At the stadium, unbelievable. I thought he'd celebrate a bit better, to be honest, watching it back, since I've watched it back. But yeah, it was a good goal. Really boring pundit. Loves horse racing. I think no one really knew what sort of person he was back when he was the striker for England and Liverpool. But I think now that he's gone into punditry and commentary and stuff like that, it sort of made people realise that he's a bit of a wet blanket, maybe. And it's very difficult to change your mind on that once you hear him speak in a co-commentary. But a fantastic goal scorer before his knee problems. Really remember him. The knee injury he had against Sweden lives in my memory, where it was on the sideline. You see his knee rupture as it folds over sort of the wrong way. Very horrible. But yeah, a really good goal scorer. Very surprised when he moved to Real Madrid for that amount of money.
Okay, yeah. No, it's good. What did I say about him? Yeah, never broke 20 goals in the Premier League though, which is a bit of a.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, in a season, so he had like high teens. Yeah, he kind of took the mantle. When Robbie Fowler got injured, he kind of took the mantle. Yeah, his Newcastle, his Real Madrid, his Man United, his Stoke seasons. Never watched a film. I think he said something like that. He's never watched a film or drunk a hot drink or something like that. Oh. Yeah, those kind of doesn't really help Michael.
One of the oddest transfers ever, I think, was Michael Owen signing for Stoke. I know Man United was weird, but Stoke was not their sort of player at all.
Yeah, no, I'm not quite sure why. That was more of a kind of fits the bill of kind of Sam Allardyce at Bolton type signing. Yeah. I would say it was also his video where he's helping Neville Southall with the training the goalkeeper. Well done, he's 13.
Yeah. I
Also
should have
like
mentioned that. Yeah, I should have mentioned that. So your third and final player.
that. Okay.
From
Ready
one
when you
Liverpool player. Well, we've had 2 Liverpool players on it. Milner and Owen in this already.
Yeah.
We'll get a third one in there. For 1 minute, can you talk to me about Jordan Henderson?
Jordan Henderson. Yes, I can. So it started. He's a Sunderland boy, born and bred. One of a few transfers that Sunderland made, outgoing transfers where they made a profit on a player. Obviously, he was a youth player, one of the few players they brought through and sold. And I think Man United were looking at him, but I don't think Sir Alex Ferguson liked the way he ran. Something about his gait. Didn't quite like that. Yeah. Since joining Liverpool, he's kind of, I think he's shown a lot of doubters wrong. He is tireless. He often gets described as kind of his professionalism and his kind of attitude, very James Milner-esque. But I think he's a bit more composed and has got a little bit more savvy. He's been very prominent in the Premier League's support of the NHS and support of charities. He's been very vocal there. I think he's the captain of Liverpool. He's shown himself to be a real standout guy, if I'm honest. He's changed my mind. I always think he was a very bang average footballer. Did have a shocking game against Croatia in the semi-finals of the World Cup. Awful game. You watch the highlights of that; it's abysmal. But yeah, he's benefited. His career would benefit from being in a very good Liverpool side, but he's also he's a good player with a very good mentality and athleticism.
Cool. Do you think he tries to be a bit like Steven Gerrard too much with his long passes? Because that was like the Croatia game in the semi-final. He tried that diagonal pass so many times.
Plenty. You watch it, it's like, that ball's going to play again. Great.
Yeah.
I think in that game I think his body just kind of abandoned him, and he was like, I'm absolutely shot here, and he just needed to do that to actually keep himself going in the match.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he didn't have the legs, and for someone who's a top athlete and he can run around all day, for that to happen, they're like, oh my goodness, what's happening? And I think he just he did what was necessary.
Must have been the way he was running.
I don't really remember. Can you think of a Jordan Henderson goal? No.
I'm expecting some tumbleweed to come behind me.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I think there's one where he's kind of side foots it in from outside the box, kind of. I
can remember him scoring a banger against someone.
Yeah, but no, nothing.
Nothing springs to mind.
No.
Always get surprised when he sounds like he's from Newcastle and Sunderland.
Do you know the bit I quite enjoy watching a lot actually is watching Moussa Dembele highlights. In one of the highlight reels, there's a couple of games him against Liverpool, and Jordan Henderson has always been told as soon as Mr. Dembele gets the ball, sprint and close him down. And Mr. Dembele goes, yeah, come on in. And literally every time you just see Jordan Henderson sprint towards him and Mr. Dembele go, just shift, and just Henderson's completely out of the game, or just palm him off, and it's just a joy to watch.
We've got Jordan Henderson v Chelsea was a really good goal apparently. Might be the one you're talking about, I think.
Yeah, isn't that a really long range one?
Yeah.
Curling effort, I think it is. Yeah.
So
at Stamford Bridge, I think I want to say.
Yeah, I think it was away. Yeah. So well, that's the end of that feature, isn't it? That was good. We can bring that back.
A little bit of pressure as well, because that was obviously not discussed at all in terms of topic. So you very much saw the absence of knowledge in our brains there. But well done. All right, right, Dave, hit me.
I got a wiki file. Here comes a wiki file. I got a wiki file for you. Hey, there we go. Wiki file time. It's on the screen for the people watching live on YouTube and for those watching back on YouTube. I'll talk through it for those listening through their ears. Started at Wimbledon, youth career, 1989 to 1995. Got promoted to the first team at Wimbledon, 1995 to 2001. Pretty decent career at Wimbledon. 141 appearances, 41 goals. Okay, that got him moved to Charlton Athletic, 2001 to 2006. 139 appearances, 34 goals. 2006 got him a year move to Middlesbrough, and in 1 year played 17 times, 0 goals. Then he moved to Southampton, 2007-2009, 62 appearances, 5 goals. Blackpool took a punt in 2009-2011, which I think is their Premier League.
2008-9 was their promotion season, so 10-11 was their Premier League season, where he only appeared 3 times in that Premier League season.
Okay. 36 appearances in total for Blackpool, 4 goals. 2011, he went on loan to Doncaster Rovers, 12 appearances, 3 goals. In 2011, he moved back to Charlton Athletic, 11 appearances, 0 goals, and then bookended his career, which we love on the Wikifiles.
Well, yeah, he's done it twice, hasn't he? He went Charlton, Wimbledon, and Wimbledon, Charlton at the start of his career. So lovely.
And Wimbledon 2012, 9 appearances, 0 goals. Now, I don't have any instinct straight away.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you his Premier League seasons?
Can I guess his Premier League seasons?
Yeah, go for it.
Charlton.
All of his time at Charlton was Premier League, yeah.
And I want to say potentially one at Wimbledon, 95.
So all but the penultimate season up till 2000.
Okay.
Amazingly.
Yeah. Okay. So would I remember him mainly at Charlton?
And also his Middlesbrough season, and obviously, as I mentioned, a few appearances with Blackpool. So he's 4 Premier League clubs: Wimbledon, Charlton, Middlesbrough, Blackpool.
Okay, so I'm going to focus on Charlton because I think that's when I'll remember him, judging by those years.
Yeah, I remember him in a Charlton shirt.
141 appearances, 41 goals, 139 appearances, 34 goals. Says midfielder, maybe not quite a striker. Attacking mid, maybe winger. Charlton. Jason Newell.
Oh,
playing just off the striker. I can't remember who their main striker was for Charlton. Jonathan Johansson.
Jonathan Johansson. Yeah, probably him and Klaus Jensen operating in midfield there.
Yeah.
Sean Bartlett, obviously. Yes, he obviously. I think he started off as a kind of a striker, then regressed into a kind of midfield role later in his career, kind of Dwight York-esque.
Yeah.
Which is because they're both represented Caribbean countries. Do you want to guess what Jason Newell's international stats are?
Oh God.
So for under 21s, he had 4 appearances, 0 goals for England under 21s.
Yeah,
but then
he changed. I don't even know what Jamaica.
Jamaica, yeah, he made a whopping 3 appearances, and 1 goal for Jamaica.
Good on him. Would he have been with Wes Morgan at the same time?
Maybe, yeah.
But there we go. A good successful Wikifile. Have we got an interesting fact about Jason Newell in his post-football career?
Yeah, he's deaf in his right ear.
Football? No
he
way.
Is he is, mate. Just say it makes it sound ridiculous. Because I was completely unprompted. You asked for a stat. I was like, yeah, I'll tell you what. Yes, he deaf in the right ear. Said it nearly. Yeah, he goes. I tend to be a bit more aware of what's going on around me on a football pitch because I'm deaf in one ear. Maybe that's led to some of my senses becoming heightened a bit. It hadn't stopped me from doing anything on a football pitch. It didn't stop me developing as a youngster. I'm sure won't stop me continue to develop in the future. Sounds like a job interview.
Yeah, what a hero, Jason Newell, legend. Love him. I remember him in a very baggy Charlton top. Can you remember before football kits got good?
Yeah, absolutely. Really, and it's a very chopped up, dug up pitch at the Valley as well.
Yeah. Wow, there we go. Excellent.
There we go. Right, let's loop back round, Dave, because you have not yet finished this quiz.
I haven't finished the quiz. You are totally right. Talk to us, Josh. What are we doing?
Yeah, I challenged Dave to name all the players who have scored more than 50 Premier League goals just for one club. So Dave incorrectly named a player such as Frank Lampard because he'd scored for Man City. Although he'd scored more than 50 goals for Chelsea, he'd scored for 2 clubs. And so Dave has got 6 players outstanding. You've got a Chelsea player, an Aston Villa player, Liverpool player, Man City, another Chelsea player, and a Liverpool player. Okay, so we've got 85 goals for Chelsea. Who you got?
I'm generally just narrowing this down now to people that I can remember that have played for just that Premier League club and are goal scorers.
He only left last year.
Diego Costa.
Diego Costa is the one who has scored 52 goals.
Oh, Morata.
Has scored, 85 goals for Chelsea in one season? That's pretty impressive.
He only left Chelsea last season.
He's got a big old butt.
John Terry. Oh, big old butt. Is it John? It can't be John Terry. He wouldn't score 82 goals. A big old butt. As a striker?
Winger. Attacking midfielder. Moved for massive money. Has been a flop this season.
Oscar.
Probably probably too much weight in his butt now, by all accounts.
Oh, Eden Hazard. Yeah.
Eden Hazard,
Yeah. Bloody hell. How did I not get that? Next up.
So you've got 3 left, because I think I counted Agbonlahor as one you've missed. So you've got 2 Liverpool strikers. You've got a 69 goal scorer and a 51 goals scored.
Liverpool striker. Dirk Kuyt.
Dirk Kuyt is the 51, amazingly, Dave, yes. The one you're missing is probably one of their greatest strikers, although for a fleeting period was absolutely insanely good. I remember his goal against Newcastle, took it on his shoulder, around Colaccini, through maybe Tim Krul, goal.
Milan Baros? No, he played for Villa.
And Bolton.
No, did Milan Baros play for Bolton? I don't think so.
Oh, did he not?
No, I don't
he
think
might. Maybe what I'm misremembering there is his when he kind of burst on the scene. He scored a couple of goals against Bolton, and people were like, and he was a bit older than because I think he had a bit of weight problems in his early career. And I think he was like burst on the scene, but he was like 24 years old at Liverpool. Yeah.
Okay. See, I want to say Robbie Fowler, but it's not because he scored for Cardiff and Man City. Oh, Suarez.
Luis Suarez. Sorry
yeah.
for you, everybody there who got bitten by me. Okay, final player is a Man City player, 60 goals, and probably one of the most complete players I've ever seen. He was just phenomenal. Complete midfielder, I'd say.
Fernandinho.
No.
This player had quite a complete player though, Fernandinho.
Yes, but no, this player could do the goal scoring as well, Dave. Hence his 60 goals. I think he scored 19 in one season.
Torre, Torre. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, Torre. So, Dave,
do you know what? I forget about Yaya Toure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget about him at Man City.
He did his birthday, yeah.
Yeah. Done.
So, Dave, you named Aguero, Henry, and Kane, and I challenged you to name a player on your front 3. Are you going for Cristiano Ronaldo to complete your front 3?
Yes.
Yes, so that's the right choice. That would be devastating. I mean, you'd have to have some good defensive players in there because actually, would you? Would you go, you know what? Sorry, I'm going to have Yaya Toure. Yeah, Yaya Toure would be in that. Yeah.
You'd just take a 3-0 loss as a forfeit, wouldn't you? If the front 3 lined up against you in their peak.
Yeah. Yeah.
With Aguero on the bench.
If we were posting this on Twitter, we'd do the meme where they have the dancing. Have you seen this, Dave?
Yeah. It's an I don't know what nation, an African nation funeral.
Yeah, dancing with the coffin. It's just like when you see that front 4 line up, that's what would happen. So.
Yeah.
Well, it draws a close, doesn't it, Dave? Unless you have any other business.
I think that does draw to a close, mate. I think it does. Leave us a message in the comments with how you found the Just a Minute thing. What are they called when you have a
feature?
Feature, that's it. I even said that earlier. Yeah,
will it get to our top 10 features? Who knows?
Let us know what you would like us to do next week because football definitely isn't going to be back, and we're not going to be talking about the Belarusian Premier League. That's for sure.
No.
But I don't know what. I'm not doing the outro. It's your
episode.
No,
I didn't want to interrupt, Dave, but you just kind of took it on your own there. So yes, please listen to.
I do have any other business. Yeah, subscribers. We're 1 subscriber away from 150 on YouTube. We've got something like 40 followers on SoundCloud and Spotify. I don't know how many people are actually following.
I'll tell you right now. And we're following us on Spotify.
Is it embarrassing?
It's halfway. It's 19.
19.
So
that's not too bad.
To 6. That's 59. Oh my goodness, we're almost at 2. We're just over 200.
Just over 200. But the ones on YouTube would be nice to up it.
Yeah.
So let's get to that 150. Share the video, spread it around. That would be lovely.
Yes, share the video, like us, follow us, subscribe, interact with us. We'd like to try and interact. So we're on Twitter at Football Talk. But remember,
there's no A in football.
No A in football. Still need to check that. I may have to revisit that. Maybe we can get that A back. We'll see if we can find it.
We need to change our tagline if you do.
Yeah, there is a name for it, turns out.
We found it. It was in the cupboard. So
yes. Twitter, SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube. Give us a watch. Give us a listen. We'll be here each week talking nonsense live. We're going to carry on doing this live. It's quite enjoyable to see Dave rather than just hear him. Although I have had to do my hair this morning, but I hope to have a haircut at some point. But yes, lovely to speak to you and lovely for you to listen, tune in. It's very much enjoyable. Until next week, goodbye.
bye.